Physical media is very important, kids. One day, maybe the cloud ain't there. How are you going to watch Dogma?
Being able to hold it in your hand and see the artwork and the posters and have the names, it's it's a real thing.
It's such a sadness that you think you've seen a film on your fucking telephone. Get real.
Well, it's been a long time since you and I have just done this by ourselves, so strap in.
Yeah, totally. Well, I feel like this is going to be a very short segment as well.
It may be. It's going to be a very short episode because we haven't got an interview this week. It's just one of those things. And Ben's off fucking gallivanting and doing what he does. But
doing a lot of drinking in Europe, I see as well, making up for the lack of drinking he does in Australia, outside of the occasional drink on the podcast. But he's been enjoying many a bevy. In Europe, it's been making me very jealous.
How many times I've heard, like, oh, no, I don't drink. And then, like, I see him overseas and there's fucking pints.
Yeah, when in Rome or wherever he is this week.
That's right.
He's in a lot of places I haven't even heard of, let alone dreamt of going. But, needless to say, he saw, like, the Murder, She Wrote interactive thing the other week, and that just broke my heart. There's very few things that break my heart, like seeing magnificent monuments, beautiful landscapes, and attending Cannes. No big deal for me, but going to see that Murder, She Wrote thing, I was messaging him straight away. Yeah, and I was like, oh my God. Anyway, God bless him. Shall we move into this month's releases, Glenn?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
The beauty is this is so early in the month, this episode dropping, and this month's, there's so many good releases coming out, and it's actually a mix of new and old. Though that said, I'll keep the new to a minimum and focus on the old, because let's face it, they don't make them like they used to. And the first one I want to talk about, first new release, is actually a double dip. It's a film that came out, I think it was late January. They released it on Blu-ray, 4K, and DVD. Now they've already gone back to the well and done this deluxe edition. Of course, it's P.T. Anderson's One Battle After Another.
Yes.
And this is a JB exclusive, mind you, as well, in Australia. It's a 3-disc set that's got a 4K and 2 Blu-rays and a 20-page booklet. It's got featurettes. It's got like a 60-minute documentary. It's got lots of screen tests, wardrobe tests. There's another test on there. I'm not sure. There's even a thing on negative cutting. It's pretty fantastic in terms of the release. I can't wait to get this. And the beauty is, at least they made people aware that they would be doing this special edition when they did the initial release. So I obviously held off buying it. It's not my favorite P.T. Anderson film, but it's not my least favorite either. I mean, this guy's got an incredible catalogue of films.
I agree.
But I'll be snapping it up.
And that one's very aesthetically pleasing. It's like a really good-looking layout.
Oh, it's great. Yeah. I mean, the thing about the film is it had so much cool marketing about it. They had everything from the illustrated post to the kind of like the still kind of capture frame of Leonardo DiCaprio, like running with a gun. And then this, really iconic artwork that's, adorning the front and the back, which is really cool. So, I can't wait to pick it up.
From a media perspective, they certainly didn't provide many assets. Like, if you're going to write an article or something like that, there's not a lot of still shots officially from the film, so it's been a really weird one.
Yeah. You can't help but feel like P.T. Anderson has that control, that control over sort of the marketing assets. Because I remember even seeing that Leonardo DiCaprio poster theatrically, and it is such a non-eventful poster, but it almost harks back to, I don't know, almost like the 70s when it wasn't an illustrated art. There was something so simple but awesome about it that so few directors could get away with, and so few actors. Had it not been Leonardo DiCaprio, I don't think you would be able to do a poster like
Particularly like the Aussie releases when we just put a screenshot on the poster as opposed to any artwork.
Yeah, 100%.
Like there's old roadshow tapes and stuff.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Oh, this was a made-for-TV movie, so technically there's no illustrated art available. So slap a still on it. And worse still, when it was a screen capture still. Yeah. So, you look at it and you're like, something's not right about this image, and then 20, 30 years later, you're like, oh, it's a screen grab. Okay. Right. But pretty cool. I'm really excited about this release. And it is honestly a day one. I bought a few JB Hi-Fi gift cards because they had a recent sale, the buy one, get one free. And the best way to do that is to find the cheapest way to buy a gift card and get like $10 off the gift card or something like that. And I was
working the system. Working the system.
You've got to. And I was left with a perfect $45. So if I add $10 to that, this steelbook is mine. And I feel like I've got to pounce on it straight away because it may not be around for long. It might be highly coveted by a lot of collectors. Okay, another release that's coming out. Haven't seen this one. Do want to catch up with it. It's Maggie Gyllenhaal's, her, I guess, modern adaptation of The Bride of Frankenstein.
Yep.
And it's coming out Blu-ray, 4K, DVD. It's got Atmos. But then, in terms of special features, given that Maggie had so much to say in, talking about this, how it was like essentially reinventing the wheel, this was not your typical Universal Monsters thing. This was something else. And then obviously the film died a horrible death at the box office. Doesn't worry me because I'm very keen to see it, and I think it looks fantastic.
It's my favourite film so far this year.
Oh man, that's incredible!
I love it.
Well, that's reassuring.
It's Frankenstein meets Bonnie and Clyde. It's got all this weird stuff in between. It's like I just think people misunderstood it.
Cool. That's a relief to hear you say that because I don't know anyone personally that's seen it. I just saw the online vitriol that was against the picture, then Maggie maybe saying some of the not the best way to promote a movie by I don't know, causing offence.
Yeah, I just want to also say, just because I know I'm going to get comments for this, I don't want to create another Sean Crawford moment, but it's pronounced Gyllenhaal.
Oh, Gyllenhaal, of course. Yes, Gyllenhaal. I said Gyllenhaal.
God, you said Gyllenhaal.
Oh, Gyllenhaal. Well, there you go. That's what you get for making a box office disaster. Only thing that's underwhelming about this release, though, in my opinion, is the fact that it's only got, marketing featurettes, like those 6 to 8 minute featurettes that are literally used to promote the film in various places like YouTube or whatnot. Given that the amount of money and scale that this film is, surely it would have been good to have an audio commentary by the director.
I think so,
and it's not the kind of film that we're not going to see another edition in 5 to 6 months' time. This is done and dusted.
But it's the precise kind of movie I would want to become a cult classic. It's not going to be because nothing really becomes cult anymore because there's so much it just disappears into the fold. But it's that kind of movie, and I'm going to buy it because I can't wait to watch it again.
Excellent. No, I'm really looking for it. It is like we wanted to see it theatrically, but we get to see one movie maybe every 3 months. And obviously, I've told you in the past it hasn't worked out so well. When we went to see Michael, sat for 40 minutes, and then we're told that we wouldn't get to see the film, and then our theatrical going experience was over for the month of April, May, and June.
Yep.
Oh, maybe our combined because we'll touch on a film that Glenn and I got to see shortly. But anyway, looking forward to checking that one out. The only other two films I'll mention are both genre titles. The first being Scream 7, which, in my opinion, probably the most underwhelming Scream in the franchise, and that's a lot after Scream 4, which
I still enjoyed it. The fact that we get to a part 7 and it's still got some kind of, grit. I really did enjoy it. I don't think I enjoyed it as much as the last couple, but I mean, you get to a part 7. Imagine back in the day, with movies that got that far,
It's true. Well, we only have to look at what did we have? We would have had. Well, I mean, we did have New Nightmare, which was phenomenal. It just turned the thing on its head. But we also did have Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood, which was Carrie versus Jason, of course. So yes, you're right. When you get to the 7th film in a franchise, it's really, really any good. And I didn't hate it. And of course, I'm going to get it to complete the collection, but it's not a day one buy for me. And I guess the most underwhelming thing about this release, it has actually got a bunch of stuff on it. Apart from the Atmos, it's got a deleted scenes, music videos, and featurettes, of course, those marketing featurettes. But this film could have benefited, again, from an audio commentary, particularly because it's directed by Kevin Williamson as well, who created the franchise.
He would have a lot to say.
Exactly. So it would have been a really great commentary. But again, maybe there'll be a double dip down because these films aren't slowing down. This made a lot of money. And if, past transgressions are forgiven by the studio with previous actors that were supposed to be appearing.
Wonder if there has been a commentary recorded, but it touched on too much stuff the studio didn't want them to touch on.
True. And by the time they edited it down and went through the legals, they went, okay, this commentary comes to 31 minutes. It's, probably not going to be the greatest commentary. And it's so referential to stuff that came earlier in the commentary. It's just nonsense. Let's get rid of it. Okay, last one I'll mention that's a newie that's coming out this month. Another film. This one actually, well, that's not too bad. I've seen 2 of the 4 newies this month, but this one I have not seen. Looking forward to catching up with it. Cold Storage. Coming out on Blu-ray and DVD.
Love this one too.
Oh, awesome. That's reassuring. It looks like kind of like a bit of like an old school kind of monster zombie.
It is a throwback. Dude, it's a throwback to Return of the Living Dead. Like, it's that kind of movie.
Excellent.
It's written by David Koepp, who's the guy behind Jurassic Park and a whole bunch of Spielberg movies. Yep. Whole bunch of Spielberg movies, including,
has he written Disclosure Day as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
and he wrote that. He wrote that Presence, the Soderbergh film with the ghost point of view.
quite liked that movie,
Yeah.
surprisingly, even though I'm not a massive Soderbergh enthusiast.
So he wrote Cold Stories as a novel, and this is his adaptation of it. So it's a personal film, and dude,
excellent.
It's not so much like gory, it's gloopy. Like there's not blood and guts, it's like just slime and shit.
Yeah, great. Okay, yeah, because it almost it had that aspect of even Night of the Creeps about.
Yeah,
100%. Felt awesome.
There's like keen. there's nods to Tremors in there. You've got Sosie Bacon is in it as a nice little like.
Oh, cool.
And what else? You've got Vanessa Redgrave is in there, who is Liam Neeson's mother-in-law. Like, there's a whole lot of cool little things in there that sort of connect.
Yeah, okay. No, I'm very keen to check this out. I've just got to have a look though, make sure that there's not a 4K that's dropping overseas because it feels like a film that is probably deserving of a 4K. But we won't touch on that particular studio and their decision to only release things on Blu-ray. Now, moving on to the oldies, our favorite oldies. The first one I want to touch on is a film that I'm almost ashamed to say I had not seen. And it's getting a 4K release and pretty much in time with its US release. It's the Wachowskis' Speed Racer, the live-action version. I don't know why I've never seen it. I've never had an affinity for Speed Racer, the animated series. Yep. So I probably didn't feel too compelled to watch this at the time. And given that I've seen every other Wachowski film, maybe except for Jupiter Ascending. Don't
even compare. Like, this is just the perfect cartoon to film adaptation.
Excellent. Well, I'm there because the price point is right. It's around the $25 price point, and it's actually Warner having gone and done a really nice edition of a back catalogue title. They've added Atmos. They've got a new documentary. They've got two sort of new retrospective sort of featurettes and archival content. So
I love John Goodman.
Look, they had me at Atmos, really, didn't they?
That's right. John Goodman is in it too, and he almost looks like Mario. It's hilarious.
I was going to say, and it's John Goodman when he looked like John Goodman.
Yeah, that's right.
The John Goodman we know and love, not the John Goodman from The Gambler. But he started to look a little bit questionable.
But I don't think it was the Wachowskis that looked like the old Wachowski. Anyway.
Oh, no, there's that. True. That's true. This might be the last film of that sort of, because I think by the time we got to Cloud Atlas, things had changed.
Yeah.
Moving on to another oldie that I'm excited about. Though that said, I already own it because I actually bought it twice. I think I bought it from the UK, and then I ended up getting rid of my UK one because then I ended up getting this Paramount Scares box set, and it was already in there. So I was like, I don't need 2 copies of this. Friday the 13th Part 2, coming out locally on 4K and Blu-ray. It's good news.
Yep.
To have it out and about, it's just like, I don't know. I mean, it's great that they're releasing it in June and not waiting to release it in October, but it's been
strange.
Like about 2 years elsewhere.
I know, but it's also strange when you go and release just one of them. You'd hope there's a plan to release the success.
Yeah, well, it's the strange thing. We've only got to the first 2, even in the US and the UK. We haven't got any further 4Ks as yet. Paramount, they're super weird about this. I mean, people have problems with the first Friday the 13th release. They thought the color grade was too dark, especially with the HDR. I thought it was fine. Obviously, this looks fantastic. Sure, yes, I'll be first in line to buy 3. I'll probably end up buying it 3 times at some point. I'm just surprised locally. It's a Paramount release handled through AID, but I'm just surprised that actually included a Blu-ray with it, because normally with these kind of titles, when they're cheap and cheery and it's back cat, you just 4K. And I don't even think. I think the Blu-ray the special features are on the 4K as well, so it's not even like we've bundled the Blu-ray so you get the special feature. I'm pretty sure it's on both. So
I'm just amazed that there are not more of these like 4K and Blu-ray combos, like back in the day when they try to convert people to, Blu-ray, they do all these double packs,
That's it. Try and move them over to 4K now. Yeah. It's like rather we kind of started off like that, then we skimmed it, and we just did, oh no, if it's got a bonus Blu-ray, that's just got the special features. Then we're like, no, get a Blu-ray.
But do the 4K with a Blu-ray in it, but don't do a standalone Blu-ray. Like, that is your Blu-ray.
That's what I think they're doing with this one. With this Friday the 13th Part 2. Because, I'm trying to think. I can't even remember. I'm guessing. Friday. Yeah, it did. I don't think it had an individual release Friday the 13th Part 2 on Blu-ray locally. I think it only ever came in the 8-film set. So it's the first time maybe it's had a standalone.
But you know how Via Vision have been doing Saw one at a time over the months?
Totally.
You'd think even overseas, not necessarily locally, they would do that with these franchises.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. It makes sort of sense, especially if you want to keep that physical market alive. Plus, it gives you an opportunity to have a higher price point because the people that are buying the Blu-ray that will complain, I don't have to pay for the 4K. At least they're future-proofing themselves for the day that they eventually go, you know what? I slept on 4K for way too long. It turns out I own so many of them. Moving on, anyway. Two from Imprint Asia, both John Woo films.
Yeah.
In my opinion, John Woo's masterpiece from 1992, Hard Boiled.
Yep.
And then an action classic from 89, The Killer, both coming out on 4K and Blu-ray. They're actually 3-disc sets, so they both have the feature in 4K and Blu-ray, as well as an abundance of special features. Those crazy rigid cases with the lenticulars and then the steel books inside and booklets. All the goodness your heart can handle. They're phenomenal releases. Unfortunately, I have already bought the Arrow releases from the UK, so I won't be double dipping this time around.
I love both of these movies. I agree. Hard Boiled is the best. Do you appreciate Hard Boiled a lot more now that you're a dad?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because I anything that's kind of got that. I was going to say paternal sort of aspect to it, 100%. I mean, anything with children in jeopardy really tears me apart as well. So yeah, I definitely don't want to watch those movies like the Sally Field one, Eye for an Eye, or anything like that, because I think those films will completely and honestly break me. I'll be forming like a neighborhood watch.
Yeah, that's right. You've got to really you got to get through the formative years before you can go back to those.
Oh yeah, 100%. So if you can ever go back, I don't know. But great releases coming out from Imprint Asia, so it's really exciting. I think that means there's only one more really to drop, Bullet in the Head, which is coming out like next month. I still want to get the Ringo Lamb City on Fire. I mean, there's so many releases. I mean, one of the ones I really wanted to get during that JB Buy One Go on free sale, but I couldn't find a companion one to make purchase viable, was the City on Fire trilogy. Better Day Tomorrow. Better Tomorrow. Yes, trilogy, not City on Fire. I do actually have City on Fire. I have the Arrow release for that. But yes, I wanted that Via Vision one, but I just couldn't find anything. And I'd already bought their Keep. I'd already bought their Silent Night, Deadly Night. So it was like, there's nothing at that price point. And if you can't get close to, then it's just a no-do from me. Oh, on that note, though, I did pick up their Spellbinder release. I haven't had a chance to look at it, but I did read the hardback book, and it is a phenomenal release. Cool. Can't wait to revisit the film. Very excited. And the companion one I got with it was actually Imprint Asia's Chinese Ghost Story trilogy. Just Blu-ray, but
Spellbinder is one I'd never would have anticipated to get such a release.
I know, and for it to be a locally done as well. Like I could see a boutique doing it overseas and doing it on a smaller scale, but they really went all out. And I mean, the essay in the book on Janet Greek is just fantastic. And yeah, so I've managed to read the booklet essay, but I can't wait to watch the film. Awesome. Lining it up for another night. So excellent, but completely off topic. And okay, so some more oldies. Like I said, this month is full of classic oldies. Yep. Hal Needham's 1986 BMX classic Rad from Umbrella. And at the moment, this is the definitive release of Rad. This is better than the Vinegar Syndrome release that released a number of years ago. It's got all the archival special features, but it's got new special features. It's even got a commentary, which I'm really excited about, this new commentary. And it's with the Lonely Island comedian, Yorma, what's his name?
Chacon or whatever?
Tacoma or something like that. Yeah, and Jarret Hess. Yeah. The fantastic director who did Gentlemen Broncos, Napoleon Dynamite, Nacho Libre. And they're doing like a super fan kind of commentary.
Well, I mean,
and I'm like,
the Lonely Island connection is because Rad is where they found John Farnham and then put him into Hot Rod. Of course, and then they
use it in Hot Rod, yes. Yeah. So good.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah. So I'm really excited about this release. And it's going to be the first audio commentary I've listened to for a while as well. And one that's not like a filmmaker kind of commentary either.
Going back to John Farnham, if I'm not mistaken, it's the only soundtrack he's ever written exclusively for.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Savage Streets, were they just tracks off one of his albums, or did he do... Because there's... Savage Streets, I think there's like 3 or 4 Farnham songs. And I think it was 86 as well. Linda Blair really, I guess it's kind of like a rape revenge movie. Well, cool film.
If I'm not mistaken,
it's really odd hearing John Farnham on the
in the John Farnham documentary. If I'm not mistaken, anyone is welcome to correct me. I think this though is the one where he was commissioned to write songs for it, as opposed to
that
picking
makes
up
sense.
Tracks, so.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And Plus, they don't want to touch on Savage Streets in that documentary.
They were hoping this would break him into America, but like hedge your bets on Rad. Like seriously, that's.
It's such a, and like, what, we're going to get the guy that did the Smokey and the Bandit films to direct a BMX movie with Laurie Loughlin, and it's going to have John Farnham on the set. You couldn't You just couldn't conjure that at all, but it just works. It's fantastic.
However, Hal Needham was top of his game and Hollywood royalty at that time.
Oh, yeah, true. He'd come off a number of big movies, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he wasn't returning to the Smokey and the Bandit. He was like, no, forward, upward and forward. I'm focusing on BMX
Popping monos and...
yeah, totally. No, so I'm really excited about the release. I'm looking forward to picking that one up. Only a handful more. Leaving Las Vegas, coming out from Studio now. They're doing it on 4K, and it's a beautiful new edition. It's got a new filmmaker commentary, a bunch of archival special features, including like a 60-minute documentary. So it's pretty much a definitive release. It is 4K only, but thankfully all the special features are on the 4K anyway.
Yep.
And it can be had for next to nothing. It's like a cheap and cheery $35 to $40 kind of release, rather than spending the $80 on the overseas one, which might come with a couple of trinkets, like a booklet, but really should be like a flask or something like that.
You do say cheap and cheery. Cheery, the movie is anything but.
Oh, 100%. Steady as a fucking rock. I love that movie. It's such a great Nicolas Cage performance. I did actually read something recently, kind of off topic, but on topic, about how he was asked to be in a P.T. Anderson film, but he either wasn't available or he didn't like the role, and he said, then after I refused that, he never called back.
Yep.
Yeah. And there seems to be a number of filmmakers, Christopher Nolan as well,
Well,
if Nick Cage says no, that's fine. But go back. It's Nick Cage.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. He's just recently done a podcast is what it is, and they just picked his brain on all the things he's rejected or been rejected for, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And so when he's just had one conversation where his name dropped like 4 people, suddenly that becomes all the headlines,
That's totally it. That's exactly that. That's it. It's like anytime you'd listen to a Mark Maron podcast and you'd listen to it one week and the next week they would like tear bits apart and it would be in everything. You're like, hang on, is this literally from that one
it's all from the one grab
line in a podcast?
That's right.
Now, the last 3 titles I want to mention, I won't go into great detail, all making 4K debuts locally, 2 of which are pretty much in line with the international releases. Parenthood with Steve Martin, absolute classic. Of course, I'm going to buy it. I mean, I've upgraded DVD to Blu-ray, VHS to DVD, DVD to Blu-ray. Of course, I'm going to be getting the 4K Ultra HD this movie. I love this movie.
That movie's only going to hit harder now that you've got a kid going through those stages,
100%,
man.
yes. And every time I drop my daughter's electric toothbrush, I always pick it up and I go, it's an electric ear cleaner. It also reminds me of that line from Death to Smoochie where it's like, it's a rocket ship.
No, it's a cock. It's a cock.
Yes. I can't say that one just yet because I can imagine they would be the words that she would repeat before mummy, daddy, anything. It'd be right. Like, it's a cock.
It's a rocket cock.
It's a rocket cock. Oh my God. Eraser's coming out, probably one of the, lesser Schwarzenegger films of the 90s, but I still have a soft spot for it, especially for the CGI alligator. It's going to look stunning in 4K. I can't wait to see that fucking thing.
I was looking the other day.
Buy that.
I was looking at its listing on like the JB website, and they are also still selling Part 2 as a Blu-ray, so you can double dip there.
Holy shit!
Is it,
that's insane.
Eraser Reloaded or something like that.
And I love that Roadshows like picking some of the old Warner catalog stuff to kind of like at the moment, like I picked up Jeremiah Johnson recently. I picked up Mighty Show, Best in Show, not Mighty Show, Best in Show. I combined 2 films, Mighty Wind and Best in Show.
You did.
I picked up both of those. They're like $15.98 titles, and they're like Warner Archives in the US. So thank you very much. Of course, I'll upgrade those to Blu-ray for next to nothing.
Great stuff.
So yes, I love Roadshow doing those old Warner titles. Hopefully, they continue to do such because Warner's in great hands. And then the last release I want to mention is from Viavision. It's another one of these ridiculous kind of hard case box set extravaganzas. And, shut up and take my money. It's Roman Polanski's The Ninth Gate, which I just, despite the ending, not ever really kind of hitting 100% for me, I still love most of this movie.
The journey's great.
It's just, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And so, I would definitely upgrade it. And I actually edited one of the video essays on it. Sally Christie's essay, but that was for the Roman Polanski
the box set,
a couple of years ago. So anyway, maybe I'll give Viavision a call. I spent a lot of money on you guys recently. Maybe you could just shoot one.
I wonder if they'll end up doing a standalone Death and the Maiden, because that's my favourite.
I love that movie. It's so dumb.
It is, but it's so good.
Incredible.
Yeah,
it's great. It's a really good film to pair with House of Sand and Fog. You know, both of those, and the Dark Kingsley movies, where it's just like really
And
unsettling.
you know how I feel about like soundstage movies. I just love them when they're especially when they're supposed to be outdoors. Like you know, it's like Dolores Claiborne has that element as well. It's like you got the moors and the ocean, but you know it's a set, and it's
totally
so good.
Yeah, and the backlot streets when you do get a city little street, and you're like, oh, that's a backlot. I love it. Look at the texture of that brick, styrofoam,
Hell
tinted
yeah,
styrofoam. I love it. No, I do too.
That headstone wobbles in the wind.
And that's the best part, because so much now is, you know, using those true screen technologies, not just even green screen, but where they just buzz in a background, and the artistry is lost.
The dreamscape stuff.
Yeah, the dreamscape stuff. So yeah, it's a shame. But before I go, because that's literally the end of this month's releases. There is way more, but that's the best of the bunch, in my opinion. Obviously, there's quite a lot of those Asylum mockbusters coming out, like a ridiculous amount of them. But I am actually excited about one of the Asylum ones. It's not dropping this month. It might be next month.
Yep.
God knows when. They've got one called, I think, Master of the Universe, which I'm looking forward to seeing. But on that note, Masters of the Universe, Glenn.
Oh my goodness, we both saw the advanced screening for this one. Glorious. You know, I spoke about Speed Racer being like the ultimate sort of cartoon adaptation into live action. This also honors the cartoon so well. To the point, I don't know if you felt it, there's some like dodgy effects when he's riding Battle Cat, right?
Oh, yes,
but you're like, but that's intentionally dodgy.
100%.
The way he sort of wobbles and stuff on
yeah, any of the stuff, like, you know, even when they have like the, you know, like the, whatever they call them, like a speed sort of scooter through the forest, and, you know, it just looks cartoony, you know, not bad CGI, just cartoony. And it's fantastic. And I'm here for...
Yeah, go on.
Oh, I was going to say, it was almost, and in many ways, obviously, this is kind of like, I guess, the boys' equivalent to the Barbie movie, and I think it's gone for the similar sort of, you know, delivering that sort of, you know, humor as well as fan service. But the thing I liked about the Barbie movie too is when you're in the Barbie universe, everything is like a dollhouse. Everything is sort of like, you know, cardboard cut sort of backdrops and things. And this is very much like this as well. It's very cartoony.
And both have a real world element to it, like an earthbound element, you know, where they then cross back over into the cartoon world. You know,
I loved both. I was in awe as soon as the film started. And when we jumped 15 years, you know, down the track to Adam being in the real world, I was like, I am loving this. I don't want him to leave the real world. I would rather, which is the opposite of the 87 one, where I was like, get out of the real world, just get to Eternia, or get the hell out of here. This time around, I was like, I'm really worried it's not going to be as good. But no, it was fantastic from start to finish. I can't. This is my favorite film of the year, which is ridiculous, because I joked about this potentially being my favorite film of the year, because prior to this, The Drama was my favorite film with Robert Pattinson and
big difference.
Zendaya. Yeah, huge difference. I mean, and I didn't expect that film was going to be my favorite film of the year, but this, I just was like, I not only think that it was terrific in terms of, you know, that nostalgia blast, I think everything about it was, the writing was very clever. They had the right people writing it, because they knew what to do in terms of fan service, what characters to bring in, how to sort of contemporize the humor in naming like these characters that we grew up with when we were like 4 or 5 that had ridiculous names, but in 84 a character's name, like, you know, Fisto, you know, those things, you know. They didn't make a lot of sense, but it didn't matter because they were toys.
But also in this universe, like, it exists in the same world as Earth, right? Because they're parallel. But it's the humans on Earth that have created innuendo. So on Eternia, they don't know about innuendos.
No,
and so they're talking in innuendo all the time, but don't understand what the fuck they're talking about.
No, that's it. Yeah, the euphemisms and the innuendo in this film.
You think you're so good with that big sword hanging between your legs.
You fist men. I don't fist men. You do. I fisted that guy.
But you know,
it's just like, it's second to none. It's almost like a throwback to mid 1970s British kind of comedy, like an episode of Are You Being Served, or a Carry On movie. It's just like, I never expected to see that in a modern movie. And of course, it does tackle those sort of real world contemporary sort of conversation points, like, how to, talk
Modern
about
social norms.
things with people. Yeah,
Modern
100%.
social norms, yeah.
And just, from start to finish, I had a flurry of emotions. Like, I was laughing, I was in awe. And by the very end of it, I was actually moved quite emotionally.
Yeah.
And then when it got to the final moment where you have this, this hero shot as they're walking, sort of into frame, I was almost moved to tears because I was just so happy. I was just like, this is just everything I need in my life right now. Like, this is a celebration of me as a child grown into a man and come full circle from being disappointed as a 7-year-old with the Dolph Lundgren and Frank Langella one to this.
I mean, as if we haven't sold it enough, but just to reassure people who, like myself, were disappointed in the trailer that Skeletor has a different voice, which he does, and that annoyed me a bit, but his character is so well developed and so roundly written. The humour in his character is phenomenal, and if you hate Jared Leto, you don't even know it's Jared Leto. So
I turned to my friend during this and nudged him and I go, that's Jared Leto, and he said he laughed, and I meant to ask him afterward. I wasn't joking. That's Jared Leto. I assumed that he just thought I was joking. I don't know why, but you would not know. And the other thing I really like too is it almost embraced the internet, like the post-era Master of the Universe internet era, where people go, "Oh, he's a bit of a fag," like he's got that really sort of, and they really played into that, leaned into it hard, and it just was so good.
And it even acknowledges lovingly the 1987 Dolph Lundgren film. Let's just say that.
100%. Yeah. We won't say any more. I could say nothing bad about this film. I came home and I felt guilty because I had to tell Danny. She goes, "How was it?" And I said, "I almost don't want to tell you." And she goes, "Was it that bad?" And I'm like, "No, baby, we're going to go and have to see this in the cinema before it finishes because it was too good. It's like the greatest thing I've seen in so long." And I don't know. I just could not stop smiling throughout the movie. I was laughing, teary. I just had this is the kind of cinema experience I used to have going to the movies. Like, I mean, the only other film that's come close to this in terms of a popcorn blockbuster is like Maverick. Top Gun Maverick. I just had not had I thought we weren't capable of making this, or maybe I just had gotten too old. Well, but watching this made me go, imagine if they made Star Wars movies like this. So how much better would it be?
This is going to be interesting. You may potentially be experiencing what I always experience, and that is we're recording this conversation the day after we watched it, right? But the conversation's not going to drop online until next week, so here's the thing. I quite often rave about movies like this, and then the critical response is like savage and people hate on it. And it's like, hang on, did we even watch the same movie? So we may be here talking this movie up, and then everyone fucking hates it.
And then it gets torn to shreds. I know, I was trying to think on the way home. It was funny. On the way home, and I'm catching the bus home, and the bus pulls up, and on the side of the bus is a Master of the Universe, in theaters June 4th. And I was just like, and I thought to myself, how is not only the critics, but the general public and the world going to, embrace this film? Are they going to love it? Are they going to tear it to shreds? I was like, I don't know what negative could be said about
it's
this
because
thing. It is
people are preset to hate. Like, they are just ready to come out scathing and shitting on something. Yeah, and so I just think it is sort of it's a commentary on the way the world is. People are just like they have a preset negative mode. And you've really got to wow them to get them across the line, which hopefully this one does.
Oh, 100%. But I'm glad that we got to see it. It's the first time we've actually probably watched a movie simultaneous in I don't know, years.
And Ben is absolutely jealous as all fuck that we got to see this. It's the one movie he wanted to watch the most.
He can see it in a fancy cinema in Europe, probably with one of those fancy tall pints of beer.
I told him to.
I mean, the guy needs a rest. He's been doing too much adventuring, so it's time to get some escapism inside the cinema ASAP.
Yes.
But Glenn, that's it for me for this month. So
awesome.
Until next time, I have the power.
Stay physical.
Stay physical.